wanted to jump in here quickly to discuss the meeting between Trump and Ramaphosa yesterday. So many people have commented on it, but so I'm getting a little bit sort of fatigue about the whole matter. But I just wanted to remind you guys, and I know most people on this channel know this, and I know there are some new people as well. So I'm just going to try and pull it back a little bit and pull the veil back a little bit. What you see in these diplomatic meetings in front of media, okay, is pretty much staged. So any agreement, any and all agreements that have been made, will be made, is made behind closed doors, way in advance. So you only seen the drama playing out for the world to see, because apparently the people of the earth cannot handle the truth. So we have to like spoon feed them until they're ready to hear the truth. And this is the truth, because I've been researching this COVID military operation for 5 years now. I know that there are people that have been following it for many more years. But I have one of those investigative brains that I only discovered later in life. But I just relentlessly will go down the rabbit hole until I find the truth. And not only that, but I will quantum connect certain scenarios. Some people call it dot connectors. Some people call it pattern recognition specialist, whatever you want to call it. I can't, hand you the truth on a silver platter. You've got to do that for yourself. But I've done that for myself because I decided a few years ago that I need to get to the truth of what's really going on in the world. And let's not forget why I am in this and why many, many others are in this truth movement. We are essentially doing this for the little ones that have been trafficked. I'm talking about millions a year. Yes, not the official numbers that you see published. If you've done proper research, you will know it's many, many more than that. We are doing this for the children. We've seen the most horrific abuse, torture, violation, anything that you can think of, okay? It is horrific. Many of us have been brave enough to look at these things, look darkness right in the eye and meet it with the light, okay? We meet the dark with the light because this is not about pushing the dark away. It's about integrating all of this darkness that's going on this planet into our being, anchoring it in and harmonizing the energies, just like what we're doing with the divine feminine and the divine masculine on this planet. It's about balance. It's about harmony. It's about integration, okay? We're not sort of new age love and light cultists at all. We're about saving this planet. We're about saving the little ones more than anything. And no, I'm not getting off topic because this is very important when this comes to South Africa, because there are some of the biggest tunnels and dams, what we call dams for those that don't know what dams are. They are deep underground military bases that have been, in the last few hundred years, basically been used as illegal trafficking routes. And they are literally stretching our entire Earth surface, under the surface. And they are sometimes many kilometers deep, underground cities that are kilometers deep, kilometers long. There are high-speed trains underground that none of us have access to, that can take you to Hong Kong in 10 minutes. Yeah, they can access all corners of the Earth through this underground tunnel system. So let me not get off topic, but this is why we are in this in the first place. We're not here some bored, whatever, political commentators talking about a soggy knick-knack man. I was absolutely horrified when I saw this is how my fellow South Africans on Facebook is describing the only man that was brave enough in the public eye to go after these evil bastards, okay? They're going to find out with a shock what they've been calling evil was the exact thing that was actually saving the planet, the person that was saving the planet. And this meeting between Trump and Ramaphosa wasn't some random meeting. It wasn't knick-knack man bulldozing poor little South Africa. Not that at all. What you saw in that meeting was nothing random about it. The fact that Trump honed in on the farm murders in South Africa is because you need an anchor point. If you want to remove the cabal from a country and tell them it's game over, you need an anchor point to anchor that in and to tilt everything off. Yes, there's a lot more going on in South Africa. Yes, it's not only white farmers dying. Yes, there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of death and destruction all over this beautiful land. That said, there's also tremendous beauty, joy, technological advancement. I mean, it is first world in so many aspects and third world in even more aspects of this beautiful land that we live on. That is very ancient and very significant, I may add, for the rest of the world in terms of metaphysical, spiritual aspects of this land and what it represents and the people that occupy it, but also, you know, for many other obvious reasons like resources and. Okay. So this meeting was not what you think it was. Okay. This was a PR exercise to try to start unbrainwashing the public, the masses, as to what's really going on. To bring this back from a diplomatic ping pong game or a diplomatic word salad that never goes anywhere, because we know the politicians are so good at that. You heard Ramaphosa. He said all the right words, but none of it is anchored in truth. None of it is anchored in reality. But the masses fall for it. Oh, he was so well articulated. Of course he's well articulated. He was trained by the crown to speak British English. And everyone falls for his beautiful British accent. And he's saying all the right things, right? We are actively working on this. Of course, we are concerned. Of course, we will do something about it. These are just minorities. He's saying all the right things. And people are gobbling it up just without any further thought or research. And I'm mostly talking about the South Africans here. So, you know, I've decided not to address the sleeping masses any longer because I'm not at a place where I can help them. I do not have the patience. I will rather help people that want to be helped. I will inspire and lead people that want to be new earth leaders. That is my role. So I'm a few 100,000 miles past this point of trying to pull the sleepers with us. That's other people's jobs. I'm not good at that. Okay, it's not my thing. I'm way too honest. I'm way too direct. But I have to speak up at least when I see all this garbage on social media. And this is the last time I'm going to look at it also. Like, I'm done. I'm not reading any of this stuff anymore because we are just so many thousand more miles ahead that these like sleeping normies can even understand. This is a spiritual war, guys. Our children is at stake. Our humanity is at stake. Our future is at stake. This is not some little political ping pong match, okay? This is not even about trade, although South Africa realizes, or Ramaphosa, so shall I say, and his cronies, that if they don't try and at least negotiate, that they're going to be, you know, attacked by the very masses that have been protecting them due to Stockholm syndrome. Because the economy is going to fail. If they don't come and suck up to the US, the South African economy will fail. And it's already in dire straits because the US is responsible for 25% of our GDP, basically. Okay, with 600 plus major American companies here investing in our country, there is a lot at stake. With a GO agreement, no import tax from the South Africa to the US, there's a lot at stake here. And he knows once those privileges, because that's exactly what they are privileges, once that goes, South Africa is, I want to use the F word, but I won't. You get the drift. So, you know, this is not what you think it is. And if you one of those people that think this was just a diplomatic meeting, that Trump was as usual a bully and walking all over other presidents, you don't understand what's going on here, because you don't understand the concept of peace through strength. When you're busy removing an evil cabal, I'm talking about an alien species that are controlling this planet. If that is what you're busy doing, you can't just say, oh, please, and you can't be too polite. You need to be peace through strength. You cannot show weakness. And this is why Trump comes across as bombastic, like a bully, because you don't negotiate with evil Satanists. And believe me, he's only in this strength position because the war's already been basically won. We're about 10% out on removing the last of the cabal's tentacles on this planet. And I'm not going to go into that now because that's going to be a very long episode if I have to tell you all about that. But we are very close. And the thing is, if we want to go into a new era, I'm talking about an era of peace, prosperity, abundance, wealth redistribution for all of the people of this planet, then you have to ensure there's peace first. You cannot do it while the cabal still has tentacles in, because they don't want peace, they don't want harmony, they don't want love as the frequency on this planet. They have no intention of having the average person or people blossom and succeed. And the idea is to depopulate, control through surveillance, dumb us down, and feed off our leash. If you want to continue down that path, be my guest. Then you're not on the right channel. So you need to go elsewhere. And you're going to be continuing this reincarnation cycle many, many times before you learn this lesson. Or you can open your mind, you can open your heart, and you can start learning the truth of what's really going on. So, but I know for all of you, I'm sorry, I had my boss mode on because I just am dumbfounded, okay? But I know that most people on this planet are completely on the same page, and you guys are doing an amazing job anchoring in the light on this planet. And I want to salute you, I want to thank you, and I want to celebrate you because we've come very, very far. It's a matter of time now before South Africa completely submits. Julius will have to be arrested. BEE will have to be managed and removed. There are a lot of conditions that will have to be met if the economy wants to survive. In any event, all of those politicians, like Ramaphosa, like Steenhuisen, like Malema, etc., etc., they're all sitting around the same table, getting instructions from the same masters and getting paid from the same source. Yeah. So what they don't know is that their puppet masters have already been taken out from the knees and under. They don't have the funds anymore. They do not have the power anymore. They do not have the control anymore. This was a capitulation tour. The other way around. Cyril came to the US to capitulate publicly. And you're going to see the results of that come through in the next 2 weeks. Like literally, they have 2 weeks. So it's very exciting. It's just frustrating when some people just, I honestly, I don't know what's going on in their brain, but I guess, these are young souls that don't know what's going on the planet, easily brainwashable. But, it's a free will planet. Everyone has the choice. Everyone has the choice to keep that connection with self, with source, with soul. Because if you have that, then you have intuition. And your intuition will tell you what's really going on. So that's it for me, guys. So I had a brief interruption. So I'm just going to finish off with something that I think is really important. And if you hear kids screaming and laughing outside, it's the neighbors. My office is on the far end of the property that's close to the neighbors, and the kids are having lots of fun next door. And they are laughing and screaming and playing. How beautiful. If we can just tap in with that energy more, we'd be much happier. Anyway, what I want to just end with is the words from a beautiful soul sister of mine called Monica Anderson. I've had her on this planet, on this channel. Guys, I'm just on a different planet at the moment. I apologize. I'm really connecting lately with my galactic origins, and I'm half the time somewhere else, so I can remember. But anyway, Monica Anderson's been on my channel before. She's a quantum, what is she? A quantum healer, speaker. She's done lots of different beautiful things. She's actually in Greece at the moment for an important mission. She's from North Carolina, but she shared this information or this download about South Africa and the recent meeting on Twitter or on X. And I just thought that was very beautiful and very fitting, and it really, connects a lot of dots as well in the spiritual realms. So she was saying, scroll 33, because currently she's on a scroll 33 mission in Greece. She said, quantum decode, Trump, South Africa, and the Oval Office truth drop. This was not just a diplomatic meeting. This was a multidimensional reckoning. Inside the Oval Office, Earth's 3D nexus of control contracts. A sacred inversion took place. Trump flipped the mirror and forced the South African delegation to face their own karma, not just politically, but spiritually. They weren't just avoiding a video. They were refusing a timeline confrontation. In that moment, the truth frequency was broadcast straight into the matrix, undeniable, unstoppable, and vibrationally exact. Trump's role here was surgical. He activated the law of return. All that you send out with hate and bloodlust will return to your own doorstep, multiplying. South Africa's role in the field, it is one of Earth's root gate zones, a power node tied to ancient Lemuria, but also heavily hijacked through racial programming and harvesting and DNA suppression technologies. The original people of this land carry potent ancestral codes of unity that have been inverted into manufactured war, division, and bloodline sabotage. What happened in that room was energetic litigation. I love that expression. Scroll 33 sees it clearly. The wounds, soil, and sacred names of South Africa are being reclaimed. And those in power who continue to serve death agendas are being put on notice. Trump, whether knowingly or as a vessel, delivered a frequency disruptor to the genocide agenda. The deep state elites plan to use South Africa as a testing ground for Western collapse, blaming chaos on race and colonial karma to justify mass land grabs and UN intervention. Yeah, this is how close we were. This was stopped in real time. Why did they hang their heads? Because the soul knows. When faced with pure truth, when faced with pure truth, the ego cannot look. This meeting was a planetary declaration. No more genocide, no more inversion, no more silence in the face of engineered hate. South Africa is being recoded. The tribal roots, both black and white, must return to divine memory, not victimhood, which is what these, racial division is all about. People feeling the victim of the other. And scroll 33 confirms the blood scrolls of Southern Earth are awakening. Let the world watch and remember, truth doesn't whisper anymore, it broadcasts. That is just beautiful, guys. It makes a lot of sense. It rings true, it resonates, and I hope it resonated for you as well. That is just a beautiful download. So have faith, guys. Don't get sucked into all the lyrical, can't even speak anymore because I'm already 10 steps ahead. In all the little debates and energy drains, because we have better work to do. Let's not get distracted. We know what's going on here and we know how this movie ends. And let's do the work that we've been called to do here. And that is to anchor in the light and lead the rest of the planet into new Earth as much as we can. It's going to be a fast, but also a slow process because we're going to be entering this new Earth very soon, but only a few of us. The rest will have a gateway, a window of opportunity that will be open for a few years to enter with us into the 5D. They will have to make a choice. They will have to make a choice between awakening and staying asleep. And they will have enough time to make that decision. They will have enough information in front of them to make that decision. So it's not your job anymore to try and save them, wake them up, or anything like that. It is our job to anchor in the light, to have this increased consciousness permeate the quantum field. So it's an energetic process more than a physical action. Like I said, I think yesterday, did I say it yesterday? It's the 100 monkey effect. One day people will wake up and they'll just have a knowing and they'll have no idea how they got there. If they're conscious enough, if they're mindful enough, they will know something major happened. If not, it will just accept it as their reality. And don't expect any thanks because they're going to think it's their work and it's their so don't expect any thank yous and forget the I told you so's, but it's just going to happen. So leave those be. They're following their own path. They will wake up if they're meant to wake up. We are going into the 5D. There's a splitting happening, and we're going to be part of this beautiful new creation. It's going to be incredible. So breathe, center yourself, do the work, meditate, send out healing vibes to the planet and all its inhabitants. It is happening. What is this behind me, guys? I don't know. Looks like some kind of orb. Anyway, I know I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I'm always supported by my team. I'm always guided by my team. And we're all so, so protected. Just know that. And don't have any doubt and don't have any fear. Because love is the answer. And love is the opposite of fear. So I'm sending you all so much love. And I'll speak to you very soon.